Okay. Good, good. We haven't seen for a week, right? Okay, so this Thursday gonna be the class will be canceled, okay? Because I have to talk with a professor from Chung Ang about the micro degree. So, and we have like a few trip for the hackathon. You might join to bring the Korean student. So, okay, and I discussed with Professor Boy, Ajahn Boy, that the midterm examination, we're gonna allow you to bring one A4 in, okay? And you can write down whatever. You're gonna draw some picture in both, okay? Okay, only one A4. And the examination gonna be more analytical thinking, not remember. So you may give some example relate to the question and explain. Okay, use the concept of the KM. Okay, to explain the example, to use some case that relate for the question, blah blah blah. So, and the examination going to be the answer, not multiple choice, not match with the answer. Okay, okay, and I don't know which room is, but to confirm again, you can bring A4, right? You can bring A4, you can type, can draw, and the examination is on 27th of August, right? What time? Remember? Huh? Right? 3:30. 3:30. Okay. To 6:30 p.m. Okay. But you have the reading week. So the midterm gonna be like this, but the last time, I think it's before COVID-19, the midterm examination student have just only 1 week, no more, no reading week. But after COVID-19, we discussed that we have to give more week for the student to read, but the examination just still 1 week, the same. But we give student more week, okay? But for the final period, gonna be like 2 weeks, but you not do the examination every day, right? Okay. I don't know. I didn't see the announcement yet about which room, but I think gonna be this. Oh no, maybe the RB. The RB. Okay. The I don't know that room. The RB is is from registration building, but I don't know RB3 or RB5. Okay. RB5. Thank you, Poi. Okay. Which room, ka? 5, 3, 0, 1. Okay. This room, right? 5, 3, or 1. At 3:30 to 6:30. And you can bring A4, okay? Only A4, no smart device, no AI. Okay. So, and today it just try to do more about the chapter 4. But okay, to the we're gonna do the midterm examination from chapter 1 not in the midterm examination, okay? So any question? Clear? Only A4, no smart device, no any smart device in the midterm examination. So, okay, do you remember what we learned about process last week? Okay, last Monday. For the midterm examination, we have to adjust the people, right? And the chapter 4, we discussed about we adjust the process. So I'm gonna why we have to adjust the people, why we have to adjust the process, why? I asked you to remember 3 perspectives, right, of the KM. And for the midterm examination, we're gonna focus on adjust the people, right? Because we have to, for the meaning of the KM knowledge management system is mean that we manage the knowing people, right? And knowing people have both okay. And the tacit knowledge have much more percentage than explicit knowledge, okay? The reasons why the tacit knowledge is much more than explicit knowledge. It's difficult to explain, right? Difficult. The people, the knowing people, they don't know how to explain. They don't know, okay? Even though they have more experience, but they don't know how to explain. But why we need the experience? The experience within the organization. Okay, what else? Why we need, right? To retain, to maintain. We need to compete with a competitor with experience, right? More than scale, right? We have to use the creativity, right? That's why we need the experience to compete with the competitor, okay? And so how we have a lot of knowing people within the organization, because we need, right? Last time we need, for sure, we need specialists, right? We need specialists in the organization, right? And specialists use information based for work, to work. Specialists create more knowledge base, right? And we hope that we're gonna have more about the knowledge workers who have the innovative mindset and be the entrepreneur, right? Right? So that's why we need to adjust the people. We need to transform the manual workers to be the knowledge workers, right? Five items that we need, we can use to adjust the people. We adjust the people perspective. First, remember, start with S, special, right? We put the man to the right job. We're looking for the person has some specialized and ask them to work as the specialist, okay? Not work based on the job description, right? But how we know that? We're looking for the degree base or competency base. Which one? Competency base. Right? We're looking for the portfolio, right? What they innovative. Okay. We would like to not convince, but we need to encourage the manual worker to have an innovative mindset, not defensive routine, right? Try to do the new thing. And then that they work as a can let them work individual or learn by themselves or learn with a team. Okay. Okay. Let them join together as a group, as a team, right? Not work as a line base. And they should show like a learning behavior, not train, right? Not train, learn. The keyword, the key, I think should be like the key message that we can recognize the person has been learned or already change behavior, right? If which one that change in the positive way. Okay, they're gonna already learn, right? And we talk about that when the people get together. CP learn. Every COP learn. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Gonna be learning organization, right? But they have like a characteristic of each COP. They have a common commitment, common goal, right? And a virtual workplace. Am I right? Okay. 3 characteristic, common goal. They have a commitment. They have a virtual workplace. And last week, the people when they work, and we have 4 items that we recommend to adjust the process. Okay, so what is that? What are that items? Okay, the old organization, they have many levels, right? The CEO, vice CEO, whatever, assistant, blah, blah, blah. Many hierarchies. We have to make it flat. Okay. Adjust a process. Why we have to make the organization structure to be flat? Why? To prevent some misleading of the line conduct or line of access, right? Just 3 levels that we recommend. The top manager, middle manager, and then just practitioner that we have discussion, right? So the main point to prevent misleading of conversation or some kind of masses, okay? The second, the leader gonna be command, control, or conduct. A, command. B, control. C, conduct. A, B, or C? C, conduct. Why is conduct? What does this mean, conduct? Why not command? Why the leader not command? Why not use the command process? Hmm? Can be wrong. Sometimes it can be wrong. But when the leader or some specialist conduct the team, just let them use that experience to work, right? Around and open all the opinions around the solutions come from the team. Okay. No judgment. Okay. And then the process that we focus on develop plan or we focus on develop strategy. A plan, B strategy, which we focus. Why we focus strategy? Huh? Can use various plan. It's kind of flexible, right? Can adjust in time, can adjust relate to the situation, right? But should be use standard tools or standard technique. And the last one, the last one, the last one. They have like 1,000 manpowers, and they have a lot of innovation. A organization should be open the new department within the same umbrella, the same headquarters, or oh, you can spin out. What is the disadvantage of open the new department in the same headquarters? Anything reasons? Gonna back to be a tall organization, right? So that spin out is like a startup, right? So that this is we discussed last Monday. Am I right? Am I correct? Anything else? So no. Okay, so that today we're gonna continue to talk about a process that within the ISO 30401, and if we can do, we can continue until the end of this chapter. But don't worry, after midterm examination, I'm gonna review again. Okay. Keep in your mind, we do the midterm examination only in the part of the people. Okay. COP, okay, you need to understand the concept, know about the member. It's up to you. You're gonna apply from Kim or Nicolo, it's up to you. Okay. But the concept, if we have a lot of COP inside the organization, the organization gonna be the learning organization. Okay. Let's continue to the slide. Oh, you can back to the clip video. มันเรคคอร์ดไหมน่าจะเรคคอร์ดนะใช่ไหม So this all we discussed about the process, right? And today we're gonna talk how do we implement the knowledge management to the organization. How? First, the KM process in the organization. Remember that we talking about when we okay, the knowing people is kind of specialists, is kind of the people, group of the people, right? And the COP have the knowledge worker within the COP, right? To manage the knowing people, such as specialists or a group of the people or the knowledge worker, okay? And the CEO, the top manager or the manager must they recommend the CEO to take role and responsibility to be a conductor, right? Not a commander. And have to keep in mind every people has the experience, right? But it's not easy to teach smart people how to learn. But the real world, we can meet many kind of people, right? So the message from Chris agrees said that teaching smart people how to learn. Do you think it's gonna be difficult? Teach smart people how to learn. What do you think that the characteristic of the smart people? Ego. some, not mine, not me. Right? Some smart people, they're like not just look down, okay? Always look down. They have some ego, right? But we can try the way how to learn, okay? So the ISO 30401, okay? Um, 9,001, okay? 14,001, 18,001. And we have like a cyber security. Have you ever heard about that? Oops. It's a series of the cyber security. Okay, lots of ISO, but the ISO 3041 is for knowledge management. Okay, CAMT has the master and doctoral program of the knowledge management and innovation management. Okay, and we got the certified from ISO 3001 that the purpose of the ISO 3001 is to support the organization to develop a management system and effectively promote and effectively enable value creation through knowledge. That the message or key concept of the ISO 3041 that provide a knowledge management system standard. As an M, do we need to remember? No, no, because the ISO 3041 has a guideline. If you would like to certify this, you need to follow the guideline and do what they ask you to do. Okay, but I just tell you that, oh, we have the ISO 3041 that's specified for the knowledge management system. Okay, and the key concept of the ISO 3041 that said the knowledge management system, the knowledge management is a discipline focused on the organization, create and use a knowledge. Based on this message, do you think organize A, organization is mean people. B, process. T or C is a technology. Which one? A, B, or C? A. Okay. Don't forget, organization in the term of knowledge management is mean that people get together more than two, right? So it means that the people or specialists or the knowledge worker within the organization create the knowledge and use the knowledge in the operation process. They might apply the technology, right? But specify on that organization is knowing people. Knowing people create and use the knowledge. Knowing people have more experience and create the knowledge through the experience, right? And the ISO 3041 have a document that show a knowledge management principle and so it means that the ISO 3041 provide you a guideline for the organization, for the knowing people, okay, to find the components and optimize the value of the organizational knowledge. And B, ISO 3401 as the basis of auditing, certifying, evaluating, and recognizing. Okay. about the knowledge management system used as a guideline, and you can do internal audit. You can do like the internal certify. You can do like internal evaluating. And also you can ask external audit. You can ask external to certify, okay, that you have about the concept of the organizational create more about the knowledge and do some organized knowledge management system or not. Okay. So this is a key message. Okay. You can see this all the body, all the items in the ISO 3401. Okay, don't forget that. It's a guideline. Okay, so the guideline of the ISO 3401, 1 through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 has 10 items, but the number 4 in the guideline of ISO 3401 talking about our cost at 4.4. I'd like to tell you that only number 4 that relate to our cost, okay, that talking about the knowledge management system, okay, but number 4 of the ISO 3041, they're talking about the context of the organization. Start with, okay, if you would like to know more about the organization, please understand the organizational context first. What they do, what they product, for example, what they go, what are they service, okay? What missions of that organization. Number 2, understand the stakeholder. Okay. The stakeholder not equal to shareholder, right? And stakeholder not equal to customer, right? Not equal to, right? So, and number 3, maybe about the function of the knowledge management system. Okay. Store, share, for example, keep, right? Store, share, can join with like video conference, whatever, can do some chatbot, lots of things. Just design, identify the scope. And design about the knowledge management system. Okay, the ISO 401 guideline, you start to, after you know what that the scope of the KMS you would you like. So the organization is, and then do about the knowledge development. And number 3, convey and transform the knowledge and enable to use the knowledge to create the productivity. Okay, so this we're gonna learn in the knowledge management process. In the red color of the alphabet, okay, gonna be the big part that you're gonna learn about the knowledge management process. And number 5, you can build the culture of the knowledge management culture. What do you think? What is the culture should be built? Mm-hmm. What kind of culture should occur for the knowledge management? Just keep quiet or sharing? One part of the culture of the knowledge management, sharing culture, right? Not gossip, okay? Just sharing the experience, sharing the solution, a good solution. What else? What else? Why? What do you think? They're just, eager to learn, right? Eager to share, eager to do, have some many like Scrum. What else? That should be the culture of the knowledge management. Should have many space of design thinking. Okay, that my point of view, that the culture should be like, okay, more sharing. The people should more agility, should have some design thinking. Okay, then if we run through from 1, 2, 4, 3, 4, 5, we're gonna have knowledge management system or a knowledge management process. We have 2 words. Okay. Okay. At this point, any question? So you don't need to remember about all the items. Just know that ISO 3041 talking about the knowledge management system certified. And we bring number 4 to discuss about knowledge management system that relate to our course. Okay. So okay, I think I'm gonna talking about I'm not going to the project yet. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the knowledge management process. Okay. I'm going to number. Use this picture. This all the process that we're going to learn. Do you remember the process, the basic process that we discussed in chapter 1? We start with identify, remember? And then we said that we acquire or create. And then we do about organize. We do about store, share, and apply. Remember? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. Do you remember? Okay. This is the chapter 2. So, but this just, I try to explain in the detail of each step. Okay. Green color that we're talking about, the basic in the chapter 2, identify, right? Identify the organization need about the knowledge. Okay. When we talk about the identification at the last time, we talk about identify the organization needs about the knowledge, right? So for the red color, when we start the knowledge audit, it's quite the same with identification. Okay. The audit, the organization needs. Okay. Who? Okay. Who audit? I use the dot line to link. Okay, it's quite the same sense. Okay, it means that okay, the KM team meet the organization responsible people. The KM team go to meet the responsible people of the organization to audit, to identify what the knowledge needs. Need for what? Need for what? What does this mean? Organization needs. They need a knowledge for what? What do you think? Need for what? To create the value, to reduce risk. What else? To improve, increase the productivity, to improve the performance. Okay, lots of things. Okay. Go to talk with the stakeholder of the organization to identify or to audit is the same sense. Okay. This should be step number one. Step number one of the knowledge management process. And then step number two, acquire at the green color. Okay. What do you think? Which step that the acquire relate to the blue one, the blue color? But it's also lie happens. Okay. So it's number two on the red color is about create the knowledge management model. So the step two in the blue color, we're gonna talk about the Seki model. Okay. The Seki model. When we got the knowledge. Okay, just listen carefully. The step one, we audit the organization. Okay, but step two, we not audit, we not identify from the organization, but we audit with we create and we acquire the knowledge from the specialists Okay. Okay. Different person. But specialist, the specialist, this specialist has that knowledge the organization need. Mm. You don't need to remember right now. So don't need to remember yet, okay? Just try to show you an overview first. Okay. So the point of create the knowledge management model is about all of this. All of this we call the knowledge management model. The Seiki is called knowledge management model. Okay, but at the step S only that we talk about acquire the knowledge from the specialist. And then back to the overview of this. Number 3 of organization of organized as a green color equal to 3 step of knowledge analysis and creation. But we can apply this plus with the knowledge engineering. At the step 3. How about number 4? Store. Green color. The same number. Same number, 4. How about chair of the green color? Chair number 5. What do you think? How about 5? Okay, 5, I'm going to use this. Number 5 is about KM activity. How about apply? What do you think? quite close, but we let them apply, implement back to the organization. And after that, assessment, how the organization improve or not, can create the value or not. Don't need to remember yet, okay? I just try to, I don't want you to confuse when you do the examination in the midterm, because the midterm examination, we're gonna do with the green color, okay? Midterm examination, we do in the green color. We focus on the green color, but final exam, okay? But just blue color add more the detail, add more about the model to create, to acquire, has some more technique to analyze, okay? The red color of the specialist, okay? But the blue, we assess about the knowledge worker can improve, can create the value or not, can reduce some risk or not, okay? After the assessment. So I think I'm gonna finish the lecture at this page. Again, 14 of August, okay? Review from chapter 1 to chapter 3, okay? So just today, we talking about the ISO 33001. Okay. So this Thursday, the class will be canceled. We back again after Mother Day of Thailand. It's 14, okay, to review chapter 1 to chapter 3. And don't forget, we allow you to bring one page, A4. Not one page, one A4. And you can write both of that, okay? But no smart device around to the examination. Okay, any question? No assignment today? Enjoy the week of, okay, I don't know, might be the hot weather back again. Any question? Yanchinda ไม่มีกำหนดยังอันนั้นปล่อยฟรีไปก่อน Okay, for the first assignment that I not set the deadline, just up to you, feel free, because I think that at that first class of us, first hour of us, we not meet all of colleague here, all the student here, just free, no deadline for that. ไม่มี deadline ส่งมันไม่ได้เซตมันไม่ได้ปิดไว้ใช่ไหมโอเคมันโอเพนไว้ก็ส่งได้อ๋อส่งได้ไหมโอเคไม่เป็นไรอันที่เดดไลน์ต้องทำโอเค any question no deadline for the two first assignment but I remember that the set the deadline of the semester, right? Okay, see you on 14 of August. See you, bye-bye. Enjoy the week. Bye-bye.